Alright, so this is a tutorial on just making a crappy race game. It's not even really much of a game, it's just going to be making something move through the terrain. So I'm just going to open up Unity. I'm going to make a new project, and we'll just call it race game. And I'm just going to navigate and put it to the desktop. Choose that, and it's going to be a 3D game, and then I'll hit create project. It's automatically going to make there it is right there, you see the folder. It's going to automatically make the stuff that we need, and that's kind of a weird layouts. Factory settings, continue, there we go. Okay, so we have our scene here. Automatically gave us a directional light, which is nice, and a camera. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and make my folders inside my assets here. So I'm going to create folder, and we're going to do scenes, okay, and create folder, and we'll call this scenes, and then scripts, and create folder, and we'll say models. Alright, and that is all good. So we might need to make more folders, but that should be good enough for now. So let's go ahead and just save this. So file, save scene, and we're just going to hit this little arrow and go underneath the scenes, and we're just going to call it main and hit save. Alright. Okay, so just so you do see this, well, we'll do that afterwards. Okay, so let's go ahead and import some assets, because we're going to make, actually we'll make the terrain first. So let's go ahead, we're going to go to game object, 3D object, terrain. First thing to do is to go to the settings here, and then just adjust any of these settings as you see fit. What I'm going to do is, actually, you know what, I'm going to leave it at 500. Before in class I changed this to 1000 by 1000. I'm going to leave it at 500 because I don't want to have to deal with too much space to deal with. Okay, but if I need to change any of these things, I can change them here. First thing I like to do is that this allows you to we'll make this brush size larger. Allows you to draw up, right? But you'll notice that when I hold, okay, there it goes. When I hold shift to do in, it won't go in because this is flat. So what I'm going to do is actually go to this flat one here, and I'm going to use, we'll say 120, and hit flatten. And this thing should shoot up. And now what that does is that now I can actually I do it here. I can actually go downwards just like I can go up, which is nice. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is going to just make a mountainous kind of region here, like so. Alright, and I'm going to turn the lights off, makes it a little bit easier to see. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we're just trying to make this mountainous area. Come on. Alright, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Imagine I did a good job. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to hold shift and push this downwards instead. Okay. Alright. So I'm just trying to get this down. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just trying to draw to get this down. Yada, yada, yada. So I'm just holding shift while I do this. Make sure this is all. Alright. Come on. There we go. I'll get it in there. Alright. Yada yada yada. I'm holding shift, and I'm not doing a good job, but just to get it done quick, so you can kind of see basically I made this kind of shape here, right? Now, what I'm going to do next is go ahead, I need to make the track here. And just to make it easier, I'm just going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to try to go, let's see if 75. So this will make an app 75 is too little. All right. So we'll just go to like, let's say 115. Okay, good. And then I'm going to change my brush to this one, and I'll make it smaller. And I'm just going to draw my track. Okay, like so. And this is going to be my racetrack. Come on. Like so. Obviously, I'm doing a kind of a quick, rough, crummy job. Yada, yada, yada. Get this to kind of go. Come on. And yada, yada, yada. All right, so I drew my track. We'll say I'm going to do 2 is I'm going to use this really soft version. And I'm going to take the opacity down a whole bunch. Bring this down just to like 105. And I'm just going to kind of draw here just to temper. Oops. Undo, Command Z. We'll leave this at 115. 115. Okay. But I just want to temper these edges a little bit because you see how harsh it is. I'm just going to pause it while I do that because I want to take. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do it in camera actually because that way you can see me do it. But basically, let's make this brush a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna, basically I'm just going through and trying to soften this so it's not quite so rough. Because you can see how stark this is, right? Like it's really cutting the mountain. So I'm just gonna kind of brush this down a little bit. Okay. Come on, rotate, there we go. And like so. All right. You get kind of the idea, right? So, boom. Now what I can do is, you'll see that it's still kind of rough right here, so I can use this. This is the smooth tool. Make this a bit smaller, and then when I brush on it, you'll see how it kind of smoothens these edges. All right, so I'm just going to go through and basically smooth all of this. Okay, so make this a bit larger. Come on. Alright, so I'm just kind of smoothing the whole thing here. So on and so forth. Yada, yada, yada. Come on. Come on. Okay. Not very responsive, this thing. So I'm just kind of brushing and smoothing as much as I can. Wait for it. There it goes. Alright, soften, smoothen. Okay. Alright. Good. Okay. Smooth that off a little bit more. But basically, I'm just smoothing this out, right? Okay. So you get the idea. Imagine I did a good job. Kind of neat. If you hold Shift and do the opposite, it will actually rough up the surface. I don't know if you can see it there. But it'll make the surface the opposite. Anyway. Okay. So, I got my track. That's all looking fine and dandy. The next thing to do is basically to paint on the track, okay? So, what I do is I click on this paint brush here. And what this allows me to do is I can paint on texture. So I go to Edit Texture, Add Texture, and then I hit Select. And what you're going to see is I don't have any in here. So all I need to do is actually import texture. So you can go online and do this. Just find pictures and bring them into your assets and plop them there. Or you can use the Asset Store. So I'm going to go to Asset Store. And I'm going to do realistic terrain. Try that. So realistic terrain collection light. Let's see what this one is. I think this might be the one we used in class. Yeah, that's not really what I was. Well, I'll just grab this one too. So we'll download. I gotta log in too. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna pause. Okay, so I'm gonna download. Okay, it's gonna download, which will be great. Encrypting package. It's going to show you all the things that come with it. and it's all this stuff. And then we'll import. And you can see it's going to make a folder basically called Realistic Terrain Collection. And we will see shortly that folder. But you can go online and find a bunch of stuff. You can pay for it. You can get free stuff either way. Or make custom stuff and use that. Okay, so let's see if I have terrain. Let's see if that came with what I need. Add texture. Dust on. Oh, here we go. So you can see, so here's some grass and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just do grass. Straw 2. Okay, so say grass straw. Okay, 2 normal. Okay, so I'm gonna grab grass straw. All right, double click on that. That's that one. So that's the color. If I hit select, and you'll see there's a second one here. I did this one too, so I need number 2. This one. So I'm double click on this one, and that's the normal map. This will make it look sort of bumpy. I'm gonna hit add, and you see it's gonna add this little thing here. Now what you're gonna notice is, in the thing, it automatically covers the entire thing with your first texture. So whatever you choose, it should be the thing that mostly is in your scene. Okay, so now I need something for my gravel. So I'm going to go to Edit Textures, Add Texture, and there was some solid rock here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, we'll say, this solid rock, and I'm going to select this one, and then I'm going to go to this solid rock. So I have my normal, and I have the color map. Click on it here, and I'm going to basically paint it where the thing is here. So we'll just change the brush to this one, change my brush size appropriately, and then I'm just going to draw this where the track is. Okay, like so. Boom. Okay. So, all right, like that. Okay, so I'm doing this quick, obviously, and crummy. Don't do quick and crummy. Just try and make the video not a million years long. So I'll do Edit Textures, Add Texture, Select, and this time I'll do this. Let me see what we have here. We'll do Forest Floor. Grab that one, and then that was what? Forest Floor. That's the first one. Forest Floor, this one. So I'll grab that, Add. Make sure I select it here. And then what I'm going to do is, in order to make it, you can see how it's real repeating-y. In order to make it kind of break it up, it's a good idea to add these textures on top of each other. So I would download more than what I even have here, but for the sake of whatever, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to take my target strength down. Basically what that means is that no matter how much I draw on this, it will never be more than 0.1, which means like 10%. I'm just going to go to like 9. Opacity is the strength of the brush. Make this a little bit larger. I'll make it fuzzy. And so what I'm going to do is, I did not do opacity down a bunch more. Make it even weaker. So I'm just going to kind of break this up using this here. Okay, so like so. Alright, so you can kind of see we're just to try to break up this here. Okay. Alright, that's great. Alright, Edit Textures, Add Texture, Select, and I'm going to grab the other rock. Where are you? This solid rock 2, and Select, and solid rock 2, and Add. Select that, and I'm going to kind of use this in this area here. So let's kind of take this down a little bit. And I'll put it basically wherever there's an incline. Okay. All right. All right. And then we'll brush this on this other side. There we go. Alright. So on and so forth. So I'd basically do this, and I would honestly download more of these and break this up more than what I'm doing here. But I'm just trying to do this quickly, so I'm not going to do a great job. Alright, but Basically, and I would put more layers of grass, like different things to try and break it up. That's it.